class of 2015 graduation ceremony. Tonight is one of the many nights that we will cherish for the rest of our lives, and I am honored to have the opportunity to speak with all of you. We gather here in this beautiful facility to commemorate our accomplishments and celebrate the people we have grown to become. That being said, on behalf of the class, I would like to thank the parents, family, and friends for their love and support, as well as the Richmond High School faculty members who provided the guidance, wisdom, and knowledge that led us to this moment. Words cannot express the gratitude we feel towards you all.
Okay.
We are filled with excitement and anticipation as the next chapter in our lives is about to begin. But without the help of everyone in this room, we wouldn't have the privilege of sharing this moment together.
Okay.
So thank you for the memories, the laughs, the tears, the friendships, every last second of the past 4 years. I know I'm not alone when I say I wouldn't change a single moment of it. Thank you.
Yeah, choir again. Okay.
Everybody, and welcome again. Certainly blessed with a great evening to celebrate and honor the accomplishments of the graduates in front of us. At this time, I'd like to ask the 2015 class of distinction to please rise and be honored with a round of applause. Thank you and congratulations.
Okay.
Each year, our top academic performers are selected to address their graduating class during the commencement ceremony. Students are selected for this honor based on cumulative grade point average, but they have also amassed many other outstanding accomplishments that contribute to life at Richmond High School and in the community. In fact, our class of 2015 valedictorians may be one of the most impressive groups of young people we have had on this stage. To have one or two valedictorians with such achievements is extraordinary. But to have six, yes, I did say six valedictorians, is nothing short of amazing. Collectively, they have held 25 leadership positions as officers in clubs and captains of athletic teams. They have earned 50 academic and athletic letters, enrolled in 52 advanced placement classes, and will have earned over 250 college credits while attending Richmond High School. It doesn't stop there. In this group, we have a National Merit Scholar, an FBLA National Qualifier, a Badger State Representative, and a published artist. They have been soloists in our music concerts, leads in our plays, and winners on state forensics, academic decathlon, and FBLA teams. They have a long list of accomplishments. It is my pleasure to introduce to you each of the six valedictorians for the class of 2015. Please hold your applause until after I announce all six. Anna Starks is the daughter of Julie Bergstrom and Timothy Starks, and will be attending the University of St. Thomas in fall. James Earley is the son of Wissink and Patrick Earley and will study at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. James Miller, the son of Lori and Daniel Miller, will attend Luther College in Iowa.
Out.
Jack Hopp is the son of Gwen and Brian Hopp and will attend the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Elliot Smallidge, son of Wendy and Warren Smallidge, will also study at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Allison Halonen is the daughter of Sherry Wolf Halonen and Thomas Halonen and will attend the University of Notre Dame. Please welcome our valedictorians to the stage.
Thank you, Mr. Wissink. Welcome, class of 2015. Tonight, the time has finally come for us. We are about to enter into one of the most exciting times of our lives, but that doesn't make saying goodbye any easier. In a small town like New Richmond, you spend over a decade with the same 200 people, and they become like your second family. You witness their most embarrassing moments, as well as their greatest achievements. But after tonight, we will no longer be students of this high school. We'll no longer see each other in the halls every day, or have our inboxes overflowing with word of the day emails, or pretend we know the lyrics to the second half of the school song. Instead, we will each be set off into the world, into our own journeys, to accomplish individually spectacular things. However, before we take that first step outside into the beginning of the rest of our lives, I'd like to take a moment to remind you where we've come from. Every single one of us has taken enormous risks to get to this point. Getting on the school bus for the first time and leaving our parents behind was probably one of the biggest risks our 5-year-old selves had ever taken. But after that first step into the world of education, the risk-taking didn't stop. We took the risk in elementary school to stand up in front of our peers and to awkwardly dance and lip sync to the Black Eyed Peas and Jesse McCartney. We risked our sanity in middle school by suffering through the horrendous acting of second step videos every single Monday. It was certainly risky placing Mr. K's stuffed cat in a display case on April Fool's Day, but I won't name any names. And in the past 4 years of high school, we've taken countless risks. From a failed attempt at chanting free sneeze instead of our class cheer during the Next Best Pep assembly, to driving on dangerously icy roads when we probably should not have had school, to most recently, navigating our way around tightrope on Drive Your Tractor to School Day. It is the summation of these risks which has made us, as a class, who we are today. And we must remember, once we're the business owners, lawyers, doctors, teachers, and parents of the future, that those 13 years of school we have shared with each other has shaped us into who we are more than we might like to admit, and that we will always be connected by the risks we have taken. Class of 2015, in a matter of moments, we are going to leave this building for the last time and never look back. It won't be the first risk we'll take, and it certainly won't be the last. But it is my hope for all of us that the risks we've taken, the experiences, and the memories that we've accumulated with those people sitting by our sides tonight will never be forgotten. Thank you. I have known our next speaker for as long as I can remember, simply as Aaron's twin brother. However, as I've gotten to know him better over the past few years of high school, as a classmate and as a fellow musician, he's also become my friend. And it's my honor to welcome James Earley to the stage.
Thanks, Anna. All right, here we go. All right, on behalf of all 6 of us up here, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the people who have helped make
this day possible. Thank you, staff and administrators, for doing whatever it is you do to keep this school from crumbling on a daily basis. Your hard work and flexibility has helped make these last years truly special. Thank you, teachers, for all the late nights you put in, and for helping us tolerate the 4,000 hours we spent behind a desk in these last 4 years. Although we still might not understand the elusive properties of magnetic fields or how to correctly cite our sources, over these last 4 years, you've made us into better human beings. And thank you, parents, for the unwavering support you've offered us since day one. Without your love and encouragement, none of us would be as kind, intelligent, or talented as we are today. Thanks to the risks you've all taken for us, each one of you, in one way or another, has contributed to the level of success that we celebrate today. Now, as some of you may know, I have a tendency to, finish assignments just in the nick of time. So, naturally, when I sat down to write this speech, I figured it was a pretty good time to check out what was new on YouTube. Anyhow, I stumbled upon the new teaser for Star Wars 7. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a pretty huge Star Wars fan, so I was pumped.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know, the franchise has proven one of the most timeless and successful in history. But despite how well it turned out, Star Wars almost never was. In fact, expectations were so low for the film that even its director, George Lucas, expressed his doubts. Faced with this huge life decision, Lucas risked it all and stayed true to his original vision for the film. Well, after raking in $4.2 billion in the global box office, looks like things turned out pretty well for the guy. But none of it could have happened without a monumental risk.
Okay.
Even J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, encountered difficulty at first. As an unemployed single mother, finishing her novel meant passing up on stable job opportunities. And even then, her manuscript was rejected 12 different times before she finally got the novel. In spite of the obstacles she faced, she had the audacity to believe that her idea was still worthy, that these rejections were not an indication of her failure, but were simply a result of her persistence. Because of her willingness to take a risk, we can all enjoy characters like Dobby the Elf, the Weasley twins, and everyone's favorite, Neville Longbottom. If there's a lesson to be learned here, it is this. We are the only ones who can make our dreams a reality. The people here with us today, our friends and family, mentors, supporters, they can help us sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's on us to make it happen. Because let's face it, there will be times in our lives when we are the only ones who believe in what we can achieve. And like George Lucas and J.K. Rowling, we must have the courage to stare failure in the face and succeed anyway. Because then, with a lot of hard work and a bit of good luck, there's nothing we cannot do. Thank you. Our next speaker is much more than an academic powerhouse and a published artist. He's also a beatboxing phenom and a true friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jimmy Miller.
Thank you, James. As some of you know, I'm a wood carver. To many of you, wood carving is just another sport. A way to burn calories, build muscle, make lots of friends, and impress the ladies. But to me, it's just a way to relax, be creative, and take risks. Every single carving, whether big or small, detailed or simple, presents a unique risk. One that I physically have to carve my way through. The problem is this. A square block of wood isn't very interesting. So what I do do is look at the wood and start to think of what it could become. Alright, so to other people, this isn't very interesting either. Who cares if I just stand here and stare at a block of wood? It isn't until I begin to take risks by sawing into the wood, carving the blank, and painting the finished figure that I have something to value. At any point along the way, I could mess up. Brittle fragments can easily break off if I'm not too careful. Oops, there goes the nose. Ooh, yep. This gnome was only supposed to have 4 fingers. Don't worry about it, he's unique. You see, when carvers make mistakes, new ideas can come out that are totally unexpected. It's kind of interesting and exciting. So the true importance here is that to get to our high end of carving, to where we all are in our lives, we have taken many such risks. If we all just stood here and stared at that block of wood, we wouldn't be very interesting or successful. But class of 2015, we are. Right now, we should celebrate. Just think of all the amazing things we've accomplished in the last few years. Many of you have crushed competition in sports such as football, wrestling, cross country, and everything else. And some of you have even competed in sports that weren't so mainstream. Tanner Olson, you alone have continued to compete in swimming. You weren't scared when the currents of competition got stronger, you just swam faster. But who's more graceful and who can do more impressive tricks? You or the champion horse rider, Alex Beckman? She uses her considerable talents to make horses do entertaining things and impress crowds of adoring horse enthusiasts. And every time she gracefully rides off into the sunset, she's thinking of victory. On the other side of that victorious sunset is a triumphant sunrise, one that shines over the nationally acclaimed BMX biker, Colton Walker. He's taken a lot of risks. Every time he bikes over a jump, he's literally risking his life. But let me get this clear. We don't have to risk our lives to be successful. For example, our new Richmond first robotics team, the first time we've ever had such a team in Richmond, showed impressive resilience as they built and competed through countless obstacles. Now that takes guts too. How about all you crafty artists out there? Many of you have had your work shown in such prestigious halls as WITC, the Space, and the Wisconsin State Capitol. Every time you create something, you risk having people see a very personal side of yourself. Whether it be a painting or a soapstone wizard, but at the same time, you're taking the next step. Instead of just staring at that block of wood, you're accomplishing things. You're winning. Congratulations to all of you for taking risks and pursuing your passions. Thank you. Just 3 days ago, our next speaker, Jack Hobb, pursued his passion of tennis, conference championship. Please welcome him to the stage.
Thank you, Jimmy. As Jimmy just mentioned, we have all taken distinctly different paths that have led us to the same goal. And in mere moments, with our diplomas firm and grasped for the first time, that goal will be conquered. However, it is not without risks that we have achieved this success. And there is one unifying characteristic that holds true to nearly all the risks we have made. The greater the risk, the more likely we are to fail. But through these failures, we learn humility and resilience. Our failures lead us to the maturity that comes with our transition into adulthood. Now, to set matters straight, I'm not suggesting that we have earned our diplomas by repeatedly failing for 18 years. Although, in the beginning of high school, we were tempted to make risky decisions, many of which led to failure. Who remembers staring in awe at the cookies, chips, and even fruit roll-ups at lunch on the first week of school. Only to realize that you were stuck with PB&J the next week when your balance was negative. For the first time, your teacher caught you smiling at your lap towards your phone, followed by that dreaded walk into Swanee's office, immediately taken aback by his always welcoming smile. Or sitting down on a computer to enter your schedule for the first time, and choosing classes based on your aspired career. Personally, I remember coming into high school thinking I was being an engineer. It didn't take me long to realize that if I couldn't keep a computer-generated train on the tracks, that I probably wouldn't be able to keep a real-life train on the tracks either. At some point, over 4 years, all of us failed in one way or another. All of these mistakes taught us many important lessons and shaped us into the people we are today. When failure knocked us down, we had to decide how to get back up. With every lapse in judgment came another opportunity to learn. And in learning, we accepted our wrongs and adjusted to make them right the next time that risky decision was staring us in the face. Although we still make these kinds of decisions like thinking we can get by for not studying for a final exam, or continuously convincing ourselves that failing to earn AR points will not affect our English grade. The difference now is that we are forced to show enough maturity to face the consequences that these risks will place upon us. The hardships, struggles, and failures resulting from the choices we make remind us that there is not one of us that will succeed in everything we do. In our future journeys, we will inevitably change our majors, change our jobs, and change our life goals, partially as a result of failure. However, what we have learned over the past 4 years will allow us to embrace these failures gracefully and react resiliently. So we look forward to future decisions as humbled men and women, eager for success, yet constantly reminded that taking risks will ultimately lead us to find out how successful we truly can be. Thank you. Whether it was making fun of each other's face plants on water skis, or being forced to leave a concert due to uncontrollable laughter, our next speaker and I have made countless memories together. It is my pleasure to call on a close friend, and now valedictorian. Please welcome to the stage, Elliot Smallidge.
Thank you, Jack. And hello, everybody. I have a quick question for all of you. Who here has seen the TV show Hoarders? For those of you that are unfamiliar, it is about people who obsessively accumulate a variety of items. I believe that I belong on the show, for I too seem to have accumulated quite a bit during education. Take, for example, this marching band hat in my possession since freshman year. Or this multimeter, which I'm sure that Mr. Kerr has been missing for at least 2 years. Here's an oldie. This is Mrs. Pearson's calculator from way back in 6th grade math. Luckily, this collection is not all I have obtained during education, and I know that you all have acquired a few things of your own. Classmates, pause for a moment and recall what you have picked up on your way through high school. Think about the skills that you've gained, and keep in mind that each of us has gained something unique. However, had we not taken any risks, we would have gained nothing at all. Each of us took our own chances to get to where we are today. Whether it was enrolling in your first AP class, participating in solo ensemble, or fixing a teacher's car for the first time, each of us stepped outside of our comfort zones in order to make ourselves better. And just look at how we've grown. Some of us have learned to take a derivative. Some of us have learned to write an English paper. Some of us have learned to make beautiful music, and others have learned to build a house. But all of us, thanks to our willingness to take a chance, have obtained experience, perspective, and knowledge that we will use for the rest of our lives. Class of 2015, tonight is the final time that we will be together as who have selflessly raised us for the last 18 years, I speak for all of us when I say that I hope we are someday able to return the wisdom you have imparted upon us. I know that I would not be the person I am today. I leave you with this. Hoard your knowledge. Hoard your experiences, and hoard anything that may prove useful in your lives. Tonight we will receive our diplomas, but we will not stop learning. Take in every bit of information and every scrap of knowledge that you can, because you never know what may become useful as you encounter life's problems. Go forth curiously. You never know what you may pick up along the way. Thank you. Previously, I have been our next speaker as an academic decathlon teammate, an actress in 5 NRHS drama productions, and as an accommodator. Twice. Now, I'm honored to welcome her as a co-valedictorian. Please welcome Halonen.
Thank you, Elliot. Tonight we've talked a lot about risk. Those that we've taken throughout our school years, those that others have taken for us, our successes and our failures, and how risk teaches us. Once we receive our diplomas, we must incite this mindset of risk-taking as we look to our futures. I could stand here and use a million cliches. I could tell you all about Wayne Gretzky's famous quote, "You'll always miss 100% of the shots you don't take." After graduation. This would be easy and somewhat inspiring and slightly boring, but it wouldn't be risky, would it? Instead, I'm going to ask you to actually take a collective risk and look at our futures realistically. When we step out of high school, we've all prepared different plans, some of which will become reality and some of which will not. As Jack acknowledged, success will not always come easily. It will not always come with the first try. We won't all become the astronauts, rock stars, and detectives we dreamed we'd be as kids. In fact, many of us will not even end up in the profession we are planning right now. Some of us will take a shot and enroll at a university, but then we will drop out. However, many of society's greatest feats are the products of college dropouts, like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg. While we can't all invent Facebook and Apple, once we realize that our futures would be defined by our attitude and our adaptiveness, we can then accept our flaws and our ever-changing plans, and we can learn to grow. Once we leave NRHS, some of us will travel the world like we've always wanted to, and some of us will stay in Richmond for the rest of our lives. But happiness can come in small and large packages, small and large journeys, small and large cities. Anne explained that Richmond has given us a lot already. We have a school full of animated teachers, a community defined by its security, and even a Walmart. For some of us, it will simply continue giving us a place to raise our children and start our adult lives. For others, it will always be a home to come back to on Christmas and Thanksgiving. We won't all take the same shots, and we'll miss some of the shots that we do take. Our lives will be messy and dirty and hard, but they will be perfectly ours. And when we realize this, when we look at our futures and see reality rather than a perfect dream, we will then be able to appreciate the small successes that we have and start to learn from our discarded plans. And together, we will form the imperfect, unpredictable, altogether great class of 2015. Thank you.
The Richmond High School class of 2015. It was not that long ago that you entered kindergarten. Those years have